seeing as how the fifth chapter in the Insidious franchise hit theaters recently, I figured I would review the first film from back in 2010. Got my DVD copy there that I bought way back then. I saw this in the theater, of course. Not to get ahead of myself, but I like this movie quite a bit for what it is and when it came out. I remember being excited for part 2, but sadly it just didn't do much for me, and for that reason I completely passed on parts 3 and 4. With part 5 being out now, I sort of want to go back and watch them all in order, but we'll see if I do or not. Basically giving 2 a second chance, and then finally getting to, 3 and 4. Insidious was written by Leigh Whannell, who at the time was making a name for himself as the writer of the first 3 Saw movies, which were hugely successful. In the director's chair, we had James Wan, who was also making a name for himself by directing the first 2 Saw movies at that point. For the 2 lead roles, we have Patrick Wilson and Rose Byrne as married couple Josh and Renee Lambert. The Lamberts had 3 kids, Dalton, Foster, and little Callie. First off, I love the throwback style title card with the creepy violin sounds, and I'm just a sucker for that kind of stuff, It just kind of lets you know you're in for something sinister. After the opening credits, you see Renee waking up early to unpack their new house. Josh is a busy school teacher, and Renee is pretty busy with the kids, and overall they're a happy family. One evening, Dalton, the oldest kid, is lured by something unseen up to the attic. He climbs a ladder to try and reach the light switch, but he falls and bumps his head. He seems fine, but overnight he slips into a coma and the doctors can't figure out why. While in a coma state, even more bizarre things are happening at the house. Voices are heard, faces are seen, alarms are set off. Not knowing how to handle all this new pressure, Josh becomes withdrawn and stays late at work, often intentionally. Renee thinks that the new house is haunted. Nothing has felt right since they moved in. After seeing more apparitions, they decide to leave the house and start over again at a new one. Things don't improve at all in the new house. More apparitions are seen, and even Josh's mom is having nightmares. In one of her dreams, she saw the now infamous lipstick demon, and it told her what it wanted, which was Dalton. She puts Renee in touch with a friend of her, a paranormal investigator played by the great Lynn Shay. She determines that the house isn't haunted, it's Dalton. Josh is resistant, but after seeing drawings in Dalton's room that match up with her explanation, like the demon and his drawings portraying himself flying, which was his interpretation of astral projection, he decides to give it a shot. Elise, Lynn Shay's character, suggests attempting a seance to start off with. The goal is to reach out to Dalton and help him find his way back from the Further, which is a supernatural realm that few people have the ability to travel to. I remember James Wan saying in an interview around this time that he wanted to focus on atmosphere instead of relying on cheap jump scares, and I really appreciated that. Watching Insidious again, all these years later, I still really like it. It's not perfect at all, but I think it's a good, well-made film, and there's a lot to like here. I liked the team of paranormal investigators, especially Lynn Shay, and I thought their gadgets were really cool, like the modified viewfinder thing and the seance gas mask. Adds a little originality to something that's already been done before, which kind of sums up the movie itself, at least for me. I liked the concept of the Further and how you get there by astral projection, and the imagery in the Further was kind of creepy and well done. Overall, I thought James Wan and Leigh Whannell took the haunted house concept and kind of shook it up and added to it. So overall, I'm giving Insidious a 7 out of 10. I don't know if I'll review the rest of the series, but I'm at least interested in rewatching them or watching, the others for a first time. So yeah, that's my review for Insidious from 2010. Let me know what you think. We'll talk soon. Cheers.